Alright guys, welcome to some Fortnite. I tried making a video like 2 days ago, but unfortunately the file got corrupted, so I can't really use that footage anymore. But that was just kind of like a first glance back at Fortnite since I haven't played Fortnite in months. I played like 2 or 3 games a couple days ago, which is the video I recorded. And then I played like a game or two yesterday because I actually started to like it again. And then now we're back with another video, but this time I'm going to do it a little bit differently because my 2 videos ago I kind of like explained what I wanted to do with the channel, and I was just kind of talking, and I really liked talking and just putting my opinion out there. So what I'm gonna do for this video is I have like a list of games that I kind of want to go through, some old, some new, some that I'm excited about, and then my opinions on others. And I'm just gonna talk, play some Fortnite, and have some fun with it. Alright, so the first game I really want to talk about is the game I'm actually playing, Fortnite. For people that don't know, I played a lot of Fortnite when it was like really big and stuff like that. I ended up getting somewhat decent at it, playing in tournaments, and me and my friends kind of made a team, and we did tournaments as a team. It was a lot of fun, but the issue that I was having technical difficulties. But the whole plane situation I had with the game, when they were running into plane, or when they're running into your build, they could just destroy anything in their path. That was like kind of a game breaker. It was just not fun at the time, and I was playing it literally every day, just trying to get better at it so we can win more tournaments and stuff like that. So it was just a big kind of deal at the time for me and my friends, but we kind of all felt the same thing. We all took a break from it. Now my friends are all playing in tournaments again and stuff like that, so they're telling me how the game's kind of changed, so I wanted to give it another shot. And then my thoughts now, I guess, it's better. They still have a couple things in the game that are annoying, like the little balls, the little wrecking balls, whatever the hell they are. I'm sorry, I play Overwatch, so it reminds me of the wrecking ball off of there. So those are kind of annoying because I feel like those are just like everyone grabs them for a late game, and I've never touched one because I don't know, I don't really like vehicles in the game. I guess the only one that I really was okay with was the golf cart, because the golf cart couldn't do anything. Golf cart was just kind of to get you from one place to another really quick. But now all these other ones can do damage to you and stuff like that, so I don't really like it. The hoverboards aren't as bad, but I'd much rather have no vehicles at all. But you know, what are you gonna do? They're gonna keep adding it, taking it away. They're gonna just keep doing things to change it. So another game that I really thoroughly enjoy, Dark Souls. People that don't know what Dark Souls is, Dark Souls 3 RPG. Really, it's supposed to be a really hard game, and it is. It really is hard. There's a couple bosses I can beat pretty easily just because I know how they act and stuff like that, but there's some that I know how they act. I know all this stuff, and I know how they act, and I know how they hit you, and I still die all the time to them. But it's a really cool game. If people are into RPGs, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. If it is piquing your interest, it is a really good game to play. It's really hard to learn at first. Like, I think Dark Souls 3 is probably, I don't want to say the easiest to learn, but it's definitely easier than the other two Dark Souls. The other two Dark Souls didn't really tell you much, and you didn't really know what you were doing until, you actually, you just had to walk around and find out. Similar to Bloodborne, if people play Bloodborne, same thing. Bloodborne's really easy compared to the Dark Souls games. But oh my god. Oh my god. Don't you just love when you get two people just working on killing you? Isn't that fun? Anyways, I have been playing a lot of Dark Souls recently. More so Sekiro. We'll get into that here in a second. But I like to play now. I'll give you guys a little tip. If you guys did not know, the Pyromancer in that game is literally one of the best characters you could play as. The first boss, literally you can kill him so easily with fire. I don't know why he's so weak to fire. There's a couple bosses. A couple of the first bosses are really easy to kill. I think when you start getting towards the Rotten Tree, which is not a main boss, but you can kill that boss. The Rotten Tree is kind of a lot harder to kill. You have to more melee it. But there's a lot of bosses that take a lot of fire damage. So if you guys don't know that, go check out the Pyromancer. I'm telling you, you guys will not be disappointed when you guys play the Pyromancer. This game, I'm probably my Pyromancer. I'm at the Abyss Watchers, but I've done literally like everything you can do before the Abyss Watchers. I've completed every possible thing you can before the Abyss Watchers. Besides the High Priestess of whatever, Boreal Valley, I think that's her name. The one that's right across the way from Bort. Her I didn't beat because I know you could kill her later in the storyline. Like, you have to kill her later. So I just waited for that part, but for the most part, I've completed everything. And the Abyss Watchers is one of the most difficult bosses, in my opinion. I've beaten the Abyss Watchers. I've gotten past the Abyss Watchers, and nothing at all compares to them. Because really, you're fighting two bosses, essentially. You knock his health all the way down and you finally kill him, but his health goes down pretty easily. I can say that. So once you do that, then he looks like he's dead. He falls, but then a cutscene happens, so then like something's about to happen. And then he gets up, and then he has new powers. Like most bosses, they get a second and third phase, which makes them do different hits and stuff like that. But except when he's before the fire stage, he's usually pretty easy. There's usually so there's the main Abyss Watcher, and then there's one that comes up that tries to also, it's like his ally kind of, and you have to kill him. And then there's one that comes up with glowing red eyes, and he helps you unless you hit him. If you hit him, then you're screwed. They're all gonna fight you. But so if you kind of run around until the guy with red eyes comes out, it usually helps you a lot, because they usually try and gangbang him, I guess, and because they usually try to gang up on him. So it kind of leaves you being able to attack the main Abyss Watcher. But then when his fire phase comes on, he slashes, he does all these things with fire, and it's so It's just like when he like slides across the screen, like everything he just slid past turns fiery. Like if you're right in his way, oh man. So I definitely stopped because of them, and it really sucks because I love that game. But it's a good game. If you guys have not tried it, I do highly recommend it. So after talking about Dark Souls and stuff like that, when talking to their latest installment, well, it's not really their installment, but a lot of the devs that made it are from Dark Souls. Sekiro, I don't really know what it's called. I hear 1,000 different ways to say it. I like to call it Sekiro. Sekiro. Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's the new game that's kind of like a Dark Souls-ish game. I've been playing that a lot. I stopped for a little bit because I got really mad on it was like only like the third boss, the Raging Bull, and every person I know that's played this game has talked about this boss. This boss was so incredibly hard, and I finally beat it on stream a couple days ago, maybe 2 days ago. I think I beat it, and that was amazing. But overall, I think it's a good game. They did a good job with it. They took a lot of things from Dark Souls, which I liked because I love Dark Souls. I love everything about Dark Souls. So I'm really happy they took some things with them. One thing that I think differs between this game and other Dark Souls is the fact that actually I want the tag. The fact that you have to actually know how to block and parry. Like in the Dark Souls games, you can block, you can parry, but it didn't really matter. Like I never really got good with it because you can dodge. There's still dodge mechanics and stuff like that, so it wasn't that big of a deal to me. So yeah, it was not a big deal to me at the time playing Dark Souls, but now it kind of put me at a disadvantage in this game because you actually need to know how to do it, unfortunately. I mean, you can still dodge, but there's bosses like the Raging Bull where you must block because you cannot dodge his attacks. And sometimes your block doesn't even work when he hits you. So he was a really hard boss, and I'm really happy I get to move on from my life with it. It was kind of hard because there's a guy right here. All this commentating is getting me killed. But yeah, the Raging Bull was definitely one of the hardest bosses. I don't know how, but I was chipping away at him pretty good. And then he got to his second phase. And his second phase, so this bull, I'll probably put a picture up on the screen. He's just a bull with just a really long wood thing on his head, and it's just on fire. This move where he digs his head into the ground, I guess, and that's how he kind of turns. And when he does that, immediately after, it's literally like this is something the game should have totally thought of before they did this. But as soon as he turned his head, like literally immediately after, he'd just turn and he'd literally just flick his head up, and it would hit you really hard because when he turns, like it doesn't give him any time to stop turning. Like it goes from the turn and then automatically like his head just shoots up like that. So that was like really annoying. But when he does that, you learn to chip away at him. So after chipping away, he ended up going into his second phase, which was like he probably had like a quarter health left when he did it. Um, and then all of a sudden he ran into a wall, and then he flipped over because in Sekiro, whatever, there's a bar across the top, and that's kind of like your block meter, I guess you could call it. It's for if it goes all the way, that means you broke their guard, I guess. Um, Actually, let's go to retail. Um, so yeah, you broke their guard in a sense. So as soon as you do that, you could do a death blow where like there's a red dot on their screen, so you know it's like an instant kill. Like your guy can kill him. So yeah, as soon as he ran into this wall, like he was empty. Like he had none of his block meter was filled. Nothing like that. Had the audacity to come into my floor, treat me like that. Um, yeah, he ran. He started like so when he does it, he kind of bucks up and he just starts jumping around the whole fighting area. And then he just ran into a wall and then just flipped over and died. Like his meter went all the way up and I went up and I insta killed him. I don't know how it happened, but I'm so happy it happened. Like I am so happy that I do not have to fight that boss. Not ever again, because as soon as I get my capture card, I'm gonna re-record and do an entire playthrough on the game. But I'm happy that for my own personal gain, I can do it. Alright guys, that was the first part of me talking about games and stuff like that. After recording and editing, I realized that there's a lot left. I still have like another hour and a half worth of recording that I did. And there's no way I can condense it because there's so many games. I've already cut out one game. But there's so many other games that I really like was passionate about that I want to talk to you guys about. So this would be like a 2, possibly a 3-part video. So just stick with me. Other videos I'll probably do daily for the next 3 days. They'll probably be ready to go. So if you guys do like them, let me know and I'd love to continue it.